Hello, everybody in Facebook Live Land. We are the Podguyz Podcast, bringing it to you live like every Monday at 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I am Tony Cass, followed by
Kevin Neary here.
And
Aren't you going to introduce me as a Picasso?
no, you are not Picasso. Come on, you are more like the Michelangelo of the Podguyz Podcast.
Okay, there we go. Pardon. There we go.
There he is. There he is.
Say you know the Picasso. And
Do we have to get an inflated head syndrome? Is that what we're at now? Is that what? Is that where we are, Sparky?
like for the last 12 weeks, you're introducing me as a Picasso.
I'm sorry. And our always Picasso, our Picasso-esque Sparky.
I got 2 eyes in today.
Hello, everybody in Facebook Live Land. How are you doing today? Of course, we are answering questions, doing our live feed, and of course, we were supposed to have a special guest on today, but we're unfortunately moving it to tomorrow. So we're going to do something different today. We are doing something different. Am I right, Kevin?
You are right, and I just wanted to point out that the song is a little new. The riffs were a little different there, right? For the intro, a little different.
Tiny bit
different.
different.
Out the differences. You heard it.
I didn't hear it. Must be tone deaf.
Maybe. Yeah, doing something a little different. Why not?
Yeah. Of course, we have the ever wonderful Scotty Schwartz on tomorrow. If you don't happen to know the name Scotty Schwartz, he is an actor, a writer. I know he's done some stuff in his day. Not to blow up all of his accolades today, but we will get into it more tomorrow. But
he was known for the movie The Toy.
He was known for The Toy. He was known for
sticking his tongue on the pole during the Christmas Story.
The Christmas Story.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Got a little like childhood there. So, whoa, straight adult. All right.
Went straight into the nasty. Always. Damn you, Kevin.
Yeah. Bigger safe.
Always going for the poop scooper.
Oh, yeah, you might as well, man. I mean, Jesus Lord, I tried to get some coffee at the turkey. Well, not even coffee. I tried to get the pumpkin spice latte, and it's always something up there, man. It's always something. I just had to press a goddamn button, and nothing but hot water came out.
Ooh.
Power ran out.
Yeah, you think they could change the powder?
Dude, I told the guy. I said, I think it's empty because only hot water came out. He's like, "You sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure I know what water looks like." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Sometimes it comes out a little clear." I'm like, "All right, well, could you just check it out? It's got a key on it, or I'd probably be able to change it myself before you even notice it." And I'm not going to leave you in too much suspense. It was empty. So
Whoa, mind blown.
Yep.
I would have never known that.
Yeah, the whole time, I mean, I quit smoking cigarettes. The whole time, I just want to murder, you know? Is this a normal, everyday feeling for people that don't smoke? Just like the homicidal thoughts of running through my head of ways to kill this guy?
Yeah.
Is this one of those, Sarky? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just as long as I'm not alone on this one.
Definitely not alone. No.
Man, normally I count myself as a patient person, but I guess it was the nicotine the whole time that was the patient one. I was laced up with nicotine and stuff, and that was probably the masking itself as patience the whole time.
I'm going to tell you the number one thing that actually bugged me today. I'm going to go into a little tirade. I hope you're ready.
I'm ready. I got my I got my listening ears on. Shoot, man, shoot.
All right. So today, as some of you may or may not know, I actually work in a retail environment at a mall. So at this particular mall, which is right in Kevin's backyard, by the way.
My backyard. Tony says that he has a job back there, and I just watch the crazy happen like it's a piece of mine.
It happens. So, a la COVID, COVID kind of hits everybody a little bit different. And I'm not saying that in necessarily the viral type of way. I mean mentally, physically, emotionally, you know. There are many stages of acceptance when it comes to, is the virus real? How does it affect you? Does it affect you directly or indirectly? So there's, of course, in the wonderful state of Pennsylvania, in a place where we've escalated the numbers to catastrophic numbers, but still haven't divvied back yet. I've noticed that some people aren't masking up as soon as they walk into our lovely mall. Number one. Number two, what kind of mentality do parents have when you happen to see all of these rides and games? Did you ever see the rides and games that they have in the mall now? Like there's like horses, there's airplane ride, there's like little roller coaster simulator.
Yeah, they're rides that no one at any age would find entertaining at all. I mean, you could put your kid on the thing to just go up and down.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna look at you, or she's gonna look at you. Your child will look at you like they're doing it more for you.
Oh yeah. Than
anybody. Like, I guess, man, you know, this is what does it for you, you creep. It's like,
Kevin, there are some days. There are some days in general, Kevin. There are some days in general where the kids are screaming their entire freaking heads off, right? Because they're so scared to be on the ride, but they're like, "Ooh, you need to do this for daddy, or you need to do this for mama."
Tony, when I see parents do that to their children, I think the worst. I always say to myself, you know, these guys probably have nothing to put on their OnlyFans account, so they're putting on this creepy shit because they don't know how it works.
That's true. But Kevin, what are we in the middle of? Kevin, what are we in the middle of?
What do you mean in the middle of?
Welcome to 2020. What are we in the middle of?
Oh, we're in the middle of a horrible pandemic.
Oh, is it a virus? Kevin? Is it a horrible pandemic? Oh, Kevin, how is the pandemic spread?
By air or contact.
Okay. Kevin, when these kids are snarling, sniffling, coughing, not even kids, but teenagers and adults alike, right? Onto these particular rides, games, whatever it may be. What exactly has happened, Kevin?
Well, Tony, I think I know what you're getting at, and I might agree with you on this one, buddy. I think that the parents also have the Gerber baby life insurance.
They might. That's what I'm thinking is happening right now.
They're trying to rail in that Christmas money. Possibly.
What kind of mentality? Like, and Kevin, not to say that you're not a parent, but you're not a parent and you still realize where I'm going with this whole thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. People just can't wait to say, you see, that was bad and everything, but we got through it.
Oh my goodness. I couldn't go one day without riding a roller coaster simulator in the middle of the mall.
Yeah, I mean, well, look at the arrogance and the audacity of I went right up to that virus and I said, hey there, virus, we're green now, okay? Well, what did the virus say back to you? Nothing. Oh, okay. Do you find that a little weird? Nah. Even if the virus talked, I wouldn't be able to understand it. It's from China. Oh, yeah. We don't speak Chinese over here. So the audacity of the ignorance and compiled on top of the irony towards people continuing to die or get sick or hospitalized from this point brings me to what was in the news today. Tony, you probably saw it, man.
I did, and this is why it's leading up to it.
The biggest drinking day of the season, which is the day before Thanksgiving.
True fact.
We all want to drink carbonated gasoline just like anybody else. The Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board, now this should have been like to start things off with, to prevent crowds, is stopping the sale of alcohol after 5 p.m.
Whoa.
The day before. This is messing everybody's freedom up, Tony.
Yeah.
Freedom.
America. America.
Their freedoms are tainted. God, they're going to have to spend hours of that day sober or buying alcohol and drinking at their own house.
Whoa.
This is a major American...
But Kevin, that's not allowed. You can't have any gatherings at your house.
Well, they checked, Tony, they checked the law about that, right? The Constitution, which is hundreds of years old.
Oh.
And, they thought, the founding fathers thought about viruses that were deadly that could come from overseas.
They thought about it thousands of years ago.
They already had it down, Tony.
Yeah.
They had it in Section 4, Paragraph 8, Word 3. That was the word. That was the third word. So
that was the safe word back in the day.
If you can't interpret that as selling beer after 5 p.m., then you're a communist. Okay, you need to go back to communist China where the damn thing started. So for up until 5 p.m. Now, up until 5 p.m., you can drink as much as you'd like at any bar you'd like with an order of fries in front of you. And it is kind of funny where they're like, hey, maybe you order some fries because if you're strictly here to drink and watch everybody get messed up, then maybe you can do that at your own house and prevent the spread.
People are selling $1 bag of chips or popcorn as a meal entree.
Yes, they are.
And then giving you drinks with it.
And that is kind of to blame on the lawmakers keeping it a little ambiguous, where they're like, you're gonna need a meal, and they're like, Slim Jims are a meal. Here you are. That's a meal.
What do you constitute as a meal? It's going to be an entree and a side. So you're going to get Slim Jims and a bag of chips.
Oh, hey, quick, Hal's leaving. Hal, push your meal over towards the guy that doesn't have anything so we can get him a beer.
The mentality just kills me, man. It kills me.
Beer right in front of him. Oh, my God, takes the mask off. They're spitting everywhere.
Yeah, he's like, I'm protected. There's food here.
Food's here. I can spit as much as I'd like now. Starts fucking spitting on people. They're all like raining out of spit. Like, what does the CDC what does the CDC think happen at a bar where people just spit on each other constantly? What do they think, that people do cocaine in bathrooms? Wait a minute, hold on. Like, what do they think people actually like? Well, what do they think that happens?
Wait a minute.
They definitely don't spit on each other. All right.
Yeah, never. Yeah, no bodily fluids ever. Yeah.
No bodily fluids.
No.
Yeah. They actually have something at most bars called a touch tunes. They don't have gloves to operate this thing because the glove will not compute. So you're touching the touch tunes or whatever the hell. But literally, this was the big thing that hit the news today, and I understand everyone's frustration on wanting to have an alcoholic beverage with them. This is why the Irish invented flasks. Keep it in your coat if you really feel the need to get messed up. You're not going to get patted down. Uber home, drive home if you're close enough to the bar, whatever.
You know what my favorite retardation thing is, though, Kevin?
What's that?
The plastic shielding when you go out to a restaurant.
I've seen the plastic shielding.
Yeah, the plastic shielding, right? Now, that's going to prevent anyone from going over the side behind you. Like, they have plastic shielding behind you. They have plastic shielding on one side. But the whole other side is open, right?
Correct.
So do you think the virus actually says to, oh man, I can't invade them, they're eating.
Yeah.
Oh man, they don't have masks on, but I really want to get in. That plastic thing the plastic thing right behind their heads. That's going to prevent them from getting anything from the person behind you. All right.
It reminds me of an old Jay Thyberg joke, right? And I love Jay. Jay, if you're listening, what's up, Jay? He tells this joke, and it's very funny about how he was hiking on the Appalachian Trail. And he's got a very enthusiastic buddy with him who knows everything about camping, Tony. You know, those guys. Everything about everything. Don't worry. He's the very knowledgeable one on the trip. So he says, we're going to want to, he said, well, my friend says we're going to want to set up our tents. We're going to want to set up our tents now because if we set up our tents now, the bears won't come after us. They'll see the tents and they'll walk right past. So Jay does his best impression of talking bears. He says, yeah, that's what the bears do. They go, all right, we're going to go eat some humans now. We're going to go eat some humans. And then they're like, all right, back it up. We got to go. The tents are up. What tents?
Whoa.
We got to go.
Hey, boo-boo. Hey, boo-boo. Look, they've got the tents up. We must steal their picnic baskets some other time.
Yeah, other time. Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying there with the plastic things and not really making any sense. The only way to make sense out of this is what I've been saying for a little bit of time. There is no such thing as an essential worker.
No.
No such thing as an essential worker. Get the damn military in here to help out the mail and give everybody a test in the mailboxes. Stick them in your mailbox, swab it up or whatever the hell. The only people you're going to really miss are paranoid schizophrenics that are saying to themselves, the government's going to try to make clones of me. It's like, nobody wants a clone of your mental disease, okay? Nobody wants two of what you're going on in there. You know, most of the time. So what you would have is then you would have everyone's test would already be done. Do it for free or whatever, and just that would take what, maybe a month. The only reason I could put a timeline on it is that's because that's exactly what South Korea did. So it's not like a new idea. It's the idea that worked the most effectively. South Korea and Germany did it that way. Germany had to rebuild the Berlin Wall, so that way they can let half their people die. No, I'm joking. That didn't happen.
No.
Like,
but the truth is, man, is like, let's say you shut down the United States for 1 month. Let's even say for 3 weeks. You shut everything down.
Yeah.
Americans think that because they're Americans, they have every right to do whatever the hell they want whenever they please.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, for the pandemic, it doesn't quite work for that situation because you're taking away someone else's selective freedom.
Well, you know what you do, and it would remind people of just how in charge they are, which they're not normally.
Yeah,
they give us the kind of feeling like we might be in charge to a degree. You gas everybody's house with sleeping gas. There you go. Everybody's going to sleep, you know, and simulate a terrorist attack where they're all captive for a good month. And then also simulate the army saving everybody, right? Simulated the whole thing while the virus is going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you can mouth swab everybody while they're asleep. You gotta, if we're at that level of immaturity, you gotta treat them like a dog when you want to give your dog a pill.
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta just put it in
some peanut butter.
Or the peanut butter,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and give it to them that way, because it's getting a little ridiculous where, I get it. Everybody wants to drink, man. Trust me, I'd be the first one at the bar, the first one there, last one to leave. Of course, I was bartending, but, you know, it's a whole other story.
You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
At the one place I was bartending at, we were open until 10 p.m. on that day, and then I went out to a bar to actually drink. Man, and it was packed. And if you're looking at a packed bar like that, and everybody has a pickle in front of them as a goddamn entree.
Oh, yeah.
That pickle, these little, like, I get it, they're trying to, like, duck under the rules while people are continuously getting infected.
Yeah.
So, it's like smoking while you're pregnant. Yeah, you're sneaking a smoke, we get it, but you're not really getting away with much of anything, because the baby's going to come out coughing and yellow and shit. But in some scenarios.
Yeah. I don't get it, man.
Throwing it out there.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It was some big news, though. People, it was sprung on them, too.
Oh, yeah.
Governor Wolf came out there and he's just like, all right, guys, that holiday that you made up out of nowhere, the day before Thanksgiving, we're still going to let you go out, but only until 5 p.m. They're like, God, someone's got to shoot this guy. Someone just got
Yeah, people calling off work, getting shit-faced at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Driving cars in a house.
Oh, yeah. Let's get retarded! Woo! Jose, get the Cuervo!
I mean, it's crazy. Sparky, are you going out for that night?
No.
Sparky, we gotta celebrate your birthday by going out, brother. We gotta do it. Gotta do it. It needs to be done.
Nowhere to go, though. Everywhere closes early.
Nah, that's not true. We can go places. There's places, buddy. Places. Alright, let's actually cut into the second half of our show. We'll make this nice and quick today. Sparky, where are we happen to be this particular week so we could finish out the end of the year on a high note.
We're not at the end of the year yet. We still have a few more weeks to go.
Oh, I know. Right, so we got Washington, D.C., Wisconsin, and
Wyoming.
Wyoming. That's the last four. Yeah. So
it feels like it was just yesterday we were on Alabama.
I know, right?
No, it doesn't, because we were all in the same room. There was no quarantine going on. We didn't have masks on constantly.
Oh, yeah. Of course, tell the people how we play this particular game, Spark.
Well, yes, what's going to happen is we're going to go through 3 categories of 5 stories each. Everybody's objective is to figure out if there's a false story or if all the stories are true. But just remember, the kicker is, if you hear the word meth involved, it's always a true story.
Always true.
And away we go into the wonderful state of Washington. The wonderful state of Washington. Not Washington, D.C.,
Washington.
but Washington, the state.
It's great that they ran out of names.
Yeah.
Name it Washington. Everybody done with that one?
It was so nice they named it twice. All right, starting out with story number 1. A Washington man arrested in an argument over bad drugs and a woman using a used can of soup and a curtain rod.
There's too many elements there.
A lot of elements. Number 2. Number 2. Washington teen arrested for calling in a bomb threat to catch up on homework.
Smart kid.
It is a smart kid.
Credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Number 3. Washington man arrested for strolling up and down his street naked.
Yeah.
After multiple warnings to cover up. He claims that his clothes just kept falling off.
Oh.
Windy day. Welcome to Washington and Seattle, the Windy City.
Like if you're an exhibitionist, okay, at least be, let me see here. I guess that'd be like exhibitionist meets voyeurism meets like, like.
Oh yeah.
He was probably just terrible at it, first timer.
Super horrible. Yeah. Number 4, Washington man arrested for theft of guns and coins. Apparently, he used his lawnmower for a getaway vehicle.
As you do.
Might as well while you're in Washington.
That's got to be true because cops will count anything as a getaway vehicle. they will repo your Nikes, right? They'll be like, "Oh, I got a getaway vehicle."
That was in a handicap zone.
They will repo, right? Remember the 1 week squad?
I know.
They repoed that guy's wheelchair. That was
Last week with the tow truck.
That was last week. Yeah, they repoed his hover round or whatever.
That's awesome. While he's robbing the store. That's great.
Like, dude, if Stephen Hawking wasn't so famous, they wanted to refill his voice, he'd have no way to, he'd just, laying in the dirt like this. Well, he's dead now, but,
Yeah.
You get the drift, yeah.
Story number 5, Washington man arrested for being drunk on Clamato beer. Clamato beer.
That beer is very easy to get drunk on.
Clam tomato.
It's a real thing. It's a lot of the Canadians do it, and Toronto took Clamato beer so far that they turned Clamato beer into an energy drink, tomato juice, and beer at the same time.
That's true.
You ever see that?
Yeah. Apparently, this man was arrested for being drunk on Clamato beer. Allegedly, he let his 10-year-old drive him home.
Smart guy. Like, what's wrong with that? What is wrong with these cops?
That's
Like,
not
all right.
that's not even. You can't even say no to that one.
10-year-olds can do drive-bys on Grand Theft Auto 5. You think they can't handle a regular car?
You would think.
Yeah.
Johnny, hit the stick shift.
As long as it's not like a manual. Keep it in first gear.
Yeah, of course.
Just,
Kevin, what are you thinking, brother?
I'm going all true on all these, man. Washington, man, although sounds intriguing, he is not unique as a Montana man.
Okay. Fair enough.
He's just this is like it's almost like Washington man is like a combination of every type of outlandish / generic criminal we run into throughout the time. It's they're like a collaboration. It's like Washington is a place where criminals collaborate and they realize that all they did was make grunge music, which is just rock and roll.
Grunge music and sad mistakes.
Grunge music is just rock and roll with suicide involved.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just, that's all they did. They were like, heroin, suicide, and it's like, oh man, look at that, they're wearing a flannel shirt.
Sparky, what are you thinking, brother?
They're all true. Don't worry, Kevin. The next 5 are going to be more interesting.
Okay, all right.
All right, let's start out with story number 1. Washington man arrested in an argument over bad drugs and a woman using a used can of soup and a curtain rod.
Wow.
True story.
It is a true story. Very true story.
All right, what do you got there, Sparky?
I know the drugs were bad, but do not make me choose the rod or the can.
Because he was going to get an old-fashioned beatdown one way or the other.
Look, this is street justice here, right? So we're talking street justice, and you're talking about hobos. And the only thing that they got are things that they can find in the trash, like a shower rod, or a used can of soup. If you're a hobo, Kevin, what can you do with a used can of soup?
Well, okay, you can do some damage. I'm pretty sure. It's got some metal material to it. So if you pop open. If you puncture any part of it, it becomes a very intricate shiv where it's like an undercover shiv, where you can puncture the end part of it, and while it still has some weight, whip it at the person. The more empty part is going, which is the sharded part, is going to hit them towards the head, and then you can throw it in the air, watch it in the air
As a distraction.
As a distraction, yeah, man. There's a lot of things you can do with this. Yeah. You know, just. Like, you reminded me there for a second of that, and I'll bring it up later, because
all right. That's another story for another time, brother.
Yeah, no, I mean, it does involve the law, like with the road. Have you ever seen that Rhode Island judge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's funny.
Like, yeah. I mean, oh my God, the episodes are so heartwarming.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So heartwarming.
Yeah.
But I want him to handle, like, really terrible criminals. Just like, I had to strangle her.
Yeah.
I just want to see his facial reactions on how he sentences then, where it's not just like parking tickets and shit.
Yeah, it's not an 80-year-old man trying to rush through a speeding ticket or a red light because he's trying to feed his special needs son.
Yeah, so I imagine this guy as the judge for all these cases most of the time, where he's just like, why would you do that? It was either me, the stick, or the can.
Apparently they got into a fight about heroin. In this particular
heroin these days, you know?
Yeah.
8 out of 10 drug fights are about heroin.
Yeah. One person had a can of soup, the other one with a curtain rod. I was figuring that Sparky would do something with baseball in between there. Throwing the can and then him hitting it out of the park.
That wouldn't have been fun.
My dreams were dashed. See, it could have been a corny joke if it were like a can of corn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corny can of corn.
Can of corn. Yeah. We're gonna continue on. Story number 2. Washington teen arrested for calling in a bomb threat to catch up on homework. True story.
True story. Come on now.
What? Teenagers making prank phone calls about bombs? No way!
Yeah, funny thing about this one in particular, little Johnny makes a phone call into the school about a bomb threat.
Okay.
He knows that it hasn't quite worked, but he goes into school anyways. They retrace the phone call back to his house. They know that it's in particular him. They meet him at the school. Bomb detectives and bomb squad already at the school. Cops meeting him outside the school bus as soon as he happens to get there.
All right.
They take him away. They check the school. On with their day. Apparently, this is not his first rodeo, Kevin. He is a delinquent.
The kid's got a record.
He's got a rap sheet.
What's this rap sheet involved? Did you look it up or not?
I don't know. That's all they said, is that he's done previous things.
I mean, what has he got? McKean cars, shit in the bag, calling in bombs? Yeah. Sounds like a wolf. You know, we'll use that word you were using one day. Ragtag.
He's got the ragtag going on.
The ragtag kind of kids, you know. Those are the kind of fixer-upper kids that, you know, use the kind of kids that would sign up for war.
Single-family household with the daddy issue.
Yeah, like the stepdad keeps looking at them while he bangs their mom in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then you wonder where the anger stems from.
This is how you do it, son.
She's like, it's true. It's true.
That's tough, Kevin.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. And then the kid goes to school and they're like, hey, kid, you know, the teacher bullies the kid by saying, hey, you know, if you're going to keep falling asleep in class, you better learn how to say paper or plastic there, dumbass. You know, and you're like, wow, man, this kid's going to shoot everybody one of these days.
Yeah, get a good education. Make something of yourself.
You know, I mean, I'd be a great defense attorney for these kids. I tell you what, man, I'll just make up a terrible scenario. You know.
Story number 3. Washington man arrested for strolling up and down a street naked after multiple warnings to cover up. He claims that his clothes just kept falling off.
Oh, boy. Sparky's got a pair of boots right there, and then he's got a blue shirt, maybe a shirt.
Is that a mask? Is that a luchador mask? What is that?
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Oh, there he is.
Blur it.
Oh, my God.
That stick figure has no clothes.
The wind is swirling.
Is it over? This is a family show, Sparky.
Oh, my God.
You're running Oh, God. Is there any action to it, or are you just going to keep it on the camera there?
My clothes are haunted. They keep falling off.
No,
it was a ghost. Ah.
I tell you what, those ghosts, they will strip you in Washington State in the middle of the road. So, Tony, was that the conclusion? Did the Ghostbusters in Washington State find the ghost that was doing this? Or was he on drugs?
Unfortunately, he was on drugs.
All right.
Good old crystal meth is a hell of a drug.
Who knew? You see, Sparky, my first instinct was ghosts also. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
My mind went straight to crystal meth. Is it wrong of me? Was it wrong? No. All right.
Your mind goes straight to drugs on everything.
Every time.
I put onions on a piece of bread today.
I'm like, wow, is that crack rock? What the hell's he doing?
Man, I could put like oregano on something and be like, man, that's a waste of weed. Just throw that up. What's wrong with you, Kev? Yeah.
Story number 4. I'm just going to story number 4, Kevin. I gotta run through these stories.
Yeah, okay.
Washington man arrested for theft of guns and coins using his lawnmower for a getaway vehicle. Welcome to the wonderful state of Washington, where this is true.
Very true.
Very true.
Sparky.
Yippee-ki-yay! Ding dang. Is that ding dang? Dung dang?
Bang.
Ding ding dang.
Bang, bang.
Oh, bang bang.
Bang, bang. Okay.
Hashtag diehard6. He's at Yakimara Tower.
Live free and drink at the bar that'll serve you after 5 p.m.
That's where you get a DUI from riding on your tractor.
So which bar served you at 5:59 9 p.m.
Anyone in Pennsylvania.
They don't want to get DUI, they just want to know which one was doing it. Did you have pretzels in front of you, sir? Because that doesn't count as an entree.
It was a pickle. It was a pickle on a stick.
People, but they're like, son of a bitch. Why he was driving without his mask on? That's the worst part. That's another fine.
Yeah, I'm surprised somebody hasn't made a cartoon about a pickle on a stick while they're drinking.
A Bloody Mary should count as both a meal and a drink. There's enough shit in there.
That's true.
Kevin, don't ruin it.
Dude, stacks of bacon, like lettuce, celery, carrots. Like, they could throw everything in that shit.
Next story.
Yeah. Next story, Washington man arrested for being drunk on Clamato beer. You even have to throw your pinky up sometimes. Clamato. Clamato. Allegedly, he let...
They have no high school diploma.
Diploma. I'd like the rapist for 500, Alex.
The rapist. He went rapping around.
Mr. Connery, that's the therapist for 500.
For 200. Words, Mr. Connery.
I love it. Allegedly, he let his 10-year-old drive him home. True story. There are the keys. I had too much Clamato beer. Hey, Daddy, can I flash the lights driving home? I think that's hashtag Blues Clues, right? What is that? No, bar closes at 5, but this is a meal.
Damn it, Sparky.
See, you got clams and tomatoes. That's a meal.
That's a meal. Way to go, Clamato.
Don't ruin it, Kevin. Jesus Christ, Sparky.
Clamatos just survived the pandemic.
We were on the same wavelength there.
They were about to go under, and all of a sudden they're counted as a meal.
Potato vodka.
Clamato.
A turkey in this wild turkey. That could be a meal if we could cook the picture.
Ooh. Scratch and sniff on the bottom? Fair enough.
It was like Thanksgiving in here.
Perfect.
Just don't drink. You know what? Just do drink. Just drink yourself to death then. Just don't spit.
Just go for it.
We'll spit wherever we like there, officer. Out of a bar.
Next 5 stories. Starting out with story number 1. Washington man gets arrested for shooting himself. Oh, guess where, Kevin? That's right. If you were thinking genitals.
Yeah.
Yes. Washington man gets arrested for shooting himself in the genitals.
See what I'm saying? It's like a celebration of all criminals that we've gone through. And these guys aren't doing anything. Don't get me wrong. Shooting yourself is not a good thing.
Ever.
We had a couple shooters. We had one in Nebraska. We had one in Texas. And we had one in Louisiana.
Yeah.
The one in Louisiana, he shot somebody else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. But this guy, like Washington, man, you guys are really trying, but you ain't no technique.
The bar's up here. The bar is up here.
And you're meeting it down here. You're midway through, man. You're mediocre.
Don't be paying attention to my hashtags either on the story. And once again, I'm going to repeat myself again on the story with the hashtag.
Do it with the hashtag, man, yeah.
I love the hashtags.
I'm going to underline it this time.
All right. Number 2. Washington man arrested for accidentally shooting himself while fishing for salmon.
That's true. Yeah, you can get salmon from Washington State.
Story number 3. Washington man arrested for his 9-year-old eating a pot brownie.
But who's snitching on him? The white?
Oh. Decisions, Kevin.
I'm going.
It's a little vague on the story, but it's an interesting story.
Okay, never mind. It's probably true then. So.
Number 4, Washington man arrested for exposing himself. to at least one flight attendant aboard Southwest Airlines.
Oh, my God. That's true, and I feel bad for the dude. That's called getting rejected from any 5,000-mile club. Yeah.
Anyone want to join the Mile High Club?
That'd be great if you got on the speaker, like, literally anybody. I took a Viagra earlier. Don't ruin the story.
Get it while we're up in the air.
God damn it, Spark.
Story number 5. Washington woman arrested for selling more than coffee at a grab-and-go coffee stand.
More than coffee. Is this where the kid got the brownie?
Decisions, buddy.
That's a yes.
Kevin, let's see where the true or falsities of these stories happen to fall. What do you think, sir?
Seriously going all true on this one.
Okay. Sparkalicious? Going all in?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I know you don't have a particular thing of false stories, but...
Tony, I got to give you some credit. I got to give you a shout out. You tricked Billy last week.
I did.
You tricked him.
I did.
You tricked the writer and producer of the Bob Newhart Show. Martin. Jaws 2. This guy has written a lot of stuff, but your writing alone was able to trick him.
Fantastic.
Who didn't see it coming.
Never.
The man who writes not seeing it coming.
Let's see if I could happen to be 2 for 2.
Yeah, I mean, you're beating us, man. It's just us. You beat us.
That's true.
Who's like in the business for 45 years,
Yeah.
and then you got something going, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, I guess I pulled one over.
Story number 1. Washington man gets arrested for shooting himself in the genitals.
Just say it's true. Get it over with.
Get it over with.
Is it, though? Is it really true?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Look at this.
What are you hiding in your pants? Nothing. Bang. Hashtag check the safety.
Check the safety.
Every time. Every time.
Hashtag bullet to the foreskin.
Hashtag Glockmoil.
Oh, God damn it, man. You know, it's sad when these things happen to people who just, you know, they get the weapon, they got their Second Amendment right, rolling just fine. Cop asks you a question, goes off in your pants.
Yeah. This guy was actually a convicted felon.
Oh, okay. All right.
And guess what happens in the wonderful state of Washington when you're a convicted felon, Kevin?
You're not
I'm
allowed to
going to
carry
guess
a
you
weapon.
don't get to own a gun.
That is a true fact, sir. Once he shot himself in the genitals by trying to sell the particular weapon to someone else, it went off in his pants, shooting him right in his genital area, where he was shipped straight to the hospital.
That sounds like a movie Scotty can do.
Let's go.
Needless to say, the cops were called, sir. The cops were called, and guess who is a prior felon? Dude that just made himself a girl.
Smith and teach you a lesson, right?
Smith and teach you a lesson is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made his go oozy.
He got Glock blocked.
Oh, God damn it. He got more wordplay. You got some wordplay in the comments. Like,
He was sig soured.
yeah, Sparky, we got the hashtag there. We're just, we're hashtagging along with
We're
it.
hashtagging along with you, brother.
Hashtag one in the chamber, one in your...
Hashtag got shot in the gun by his rifle.
This is true.
Full Metal Jacket reference.
All right, we're moving on.
Full Metal Jacket.
Story number 2, Washington man arrested for accidentally shooting himself while fishing for salmon.
True story.
But is it, Sparky?
Yeah, this is the true one.
Are you sure about that?
Well, if he fires the gun and the bullet ricochets off a rock and he hits himself, yeah.
Sparky, do I like to put 2 stories back to back together?
Sometimes you do, yeah.
Of the same crime?
Of the same crime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
sometimes
was
you
very
run that way.
suspicious.
That is a little suspicious. But it is a true story. This one happened to be true. Just a little closer, and it is salmon tonight. There's salmon tonight. There's salmon tonight.
And there's the rock.
Oh, the rock. Yeah, unfortunately, this particular guy was shooting at salmon with a .22. Once he shot into the water, it ricocheted off a rock back into his head, and apparently he picked the bullet out of his head. And when he went to the hospital, the girlfriend gave him up to the cops. Apparently, the girlfriend gave him up to the cops and said, "Oh, he goes shooting all the time. He shoots salmon." He shoots salmon all the time up there.
Well, wait a second. Get yourself a fishing pole. Like,
Yeah.
she might not have been mentally right there. He gets out a gun and he's like, "Baby, I'm going fishing." And she's like, "Well, okay, as you do with a rifle or a gun."
Yeah. Honey, leave the dynamite. Take the 22 this time.
Like, "I'm going fishing." And she's like, "Of course." What else would you fish with?
Go figure. Go figure.
Salmon swim upstream, you can just get the goddamn net. You know, like, woo!
Oh my God.
Yeah, right? I mean, you don't need to be geez, you got more cleanup to do with the goddamn gun. Like, yeah,
I agree.
For like 20 salmon a day.
Yeah.
The worst part is I've bitten every bullet that I
Kevin, story number 3. Washington man arrested for his 9-year-old eating a pot brownie.
Yeah.
Guessing he mixed up the school lunch.
True story.
Son of a bitch.
Parents of the year. Honey, please do not eat daddy's profits. Hashtag not so famous Amos. Little background on this particular story. She reaches into the cookie jar to pull out some cookies from the jar. Mommy and Daddy thought it would be fun to put their particular stash of pot brownies in the cookie jar.
Best place to hide them, because if he gets a cookie jar, they're not looking for brownies.
That's true.
Hashtag,
Said child.
yeah, hashtag Little Debbie's after dark.
Hashtag ho-hos turned into uh-ohs.
Ding dong from the bomb.
This particular problem happened, and they took said child to the hospital.
Oh, stupid. That's stupid. What's wrong with these people?
Hey, Kevin, do you know what happens in the wonderful state of Washington when you take a child who said that they ingested pot brownies to the hospital? What do you think gets? Who do you think gets the Parent of the Year award for that one?
Well, I'm not really sure if they have a Parent of the Year at that particular hospital.
But who do you think particularly gets called?
Oh, okay. So the one person that, yeah, they're gonna take the kid away from you. You know,
Yeah.
They're gonna put the kid in a cage.
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard they're painting them. I hear they're planning on painting the cages blue now.
Yeah,
because Joe Biden's gonna be the president.
Maybe teal.
You know, maybe teal. You know, they're gonna negotiate. Might be
Yeah.
green. Might be the new.
It's a child-friendly color.
Yeah, the new Green Deal turned out to be just painting the cages green.
Yeah.
They're gonna plus for the marijuana offense, they'll know that the green, the kid got high, so put him in a cage to obviously calm him down, because nothing calms down kids more than a small kennel-like cage.
Oh, true.
But, I'm
true.
guessing the police were called on that one, man. They took the kid away.
Police too. Yes. Oh,
Police were called.
so they came to the house and they arrested everybody and found out that it's a grow house as well.
Wow.
Yeah, they had almost a half an acre of pot growing in their particular backyard as well.
Man, they just need to legalize it. That kid would have been fine. Washington, it is legal to have it, but you can't have it if you're a kid.
Correct.
And, mistakes happen as far as parenting goes. Every kid that's ever gone into the medicine cabinet and eaten pills because it looks like candy, those parents have also had to, or Tide Pods, or what have you. Which I've seen the Tide Pods compared to the candy that they're resembling, and it's pretty close, man.
That's close.
If
It is
you're
close.
like a 7-year-old and you're like, this is where they've been hiding the candy the whole time, because sugar can count as a drug for kids. You've seen your kids without sugar and with sugar, man, right?
Of course.
Mood change completely.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
my can of soda. Whoa, that big smile's on their face. They're back to living. They're back to living their lives and shit.
Living the dream.
Yeah, man. You trade that. You can't trade broccoli for a soda can.
No.
They look at you like you're like, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
It's like giving somebody a book for their beer. Here's a book. Some man, he wanted to write this book one day. I just need your beer. Yo, man, how about you die? How about I murder you?
Yeah.
And take your book and then drink my beer.
Yeah.
And light it on fire. Like damn compromising drunk. But,
All right, we're moving on to a whole different story. I hope you're ready. Story number 4, Washington man arrested for exposing himself to at least one flight attendant aboard Southwestern Airlines. Hashtag, he's part of the Mile High Club.
Nice.
But false story. And if there is an emergency landing, the exit door is by the naked man. I'm sorry. It probably happened at some point in time, but, yeah.
I'm a bitch.
Bastards. I'm sorry, Kevin. Sounded good, though.
It did sound good. You had an exposure story in there before, so then you kind of hinted at it with the gun shooting story.
True.
Yeah.
True. Story number 5, Washington woman arrested for selling more than coffee at a grab-and-go coffee stand. True story.
Was she also selling tea?
Oh, T and A.
Oh. So all the letters, right?
All the letters, my friend. She was selling them all.
D and A and B and C and...
If you want the tops, it's 25. The bottoms are 50.
BMs. BBCs, BBWs.
Hashtag tops and bottoms.
One word on that one.
Every single one.
This is a wonderful place called Grab and Go Coffee, where it's a bikini barista.
All right, I bet they're about to grab it, but not much of the going.
That's probably true. They were all arrested. All of the baristas were arrested for prostitution.
I feel bad for Washington. Like, they are not doing anything wrong besides prostitution, smoking some pot, giving their kids a brownie.
That's all they're doing. All they do in life.
Like responsible parents, where the kid's like, I need to go to the hospital, and like, all right, we'll take you to the hospital. Worst thing that's gonna happen, kid, they're gonna put you in a cage.
Yeah. People started complaining when they seen a bunch of tatas flopping around in the barista building.
Yeah. I'm guaranteeing that their competition, Starbucks, called the cops on them.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was people, I guess, who called the cops on them, and they said, "Oh, it's reprehensible what they're doing in the bikini barista place.
Yeah,
They're selling more than tip. They're getting more tips for showing more T than A."
So they're so the next week there'll be a massage parlor. Am I right?
Oh yeah, Yeah.
There'll be one of those massage parlors in a mall.
Apparently, the owner said it's irreprehensible, and they signed a non-disclosure agreement with the baristas that they will do nothing past pasties and bikinis because it would be illegal. And that if they did any type of illegal behavior, they would be immediately terminated.
In the building.
I guarantee you, there he is fapping himself in the security cameras.
Even Freddie from Minnesota?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's going to Pound Town on himself while he's watching his bikinied baristas doing illegal stuff on the cameras.
Well, and he's also got all the energy and alertness that comes along with the coffee.
Yeah.
To do so.
Yeah. Start out with our next 5 stories. This'll, Story number 1. Washington man arrested for selling drugs from the bathroom of a local police department.
Oh, wow. I want to hear more about that. I want to be curious. That's definitely a thing.
Story number 2. Washington man arrested for trying to snort cocaine right in front of the officer during a traffic stop.
Well, you do feel like you're Okay, go.
Just keep going. Doing rails before he hits the rails, buddy.
I'm just hearing you saying, like, he tried to do cocaine in that park. He's like, yeah, story of the week.
Story number 3, Washington woman arrested for driving around Walmart in a motorized cart while high on meth, drinking wine, and eating sushi. Story number 4, Washington man arrested for public indecency when police were called for a man looking into cars for a lighter. He stated to cops, "When I smoke crack, I always take my pants off."
Okay.
Not much more you can say about that. Yeah. Story number 5. Washington man arrested for speeding on the interstate. Apparently, he was rushing home to make a bid on eBay for Star Wars memorabilia.
Sparky, do you know this guy?
It is Sparky. Hashtag Mandalorians are not cheap.
Don't ruin it, Tony. Don't ruin it.
What do you think, what do you think, Kev?
I'm going all true on all these. Washington man, if there's one thing I learned about Washington man, is he's always on drugs.
Always. Every time.
He's all doing drugs. He's not really caring about much of authority figures, and then very, very much a kind, not a dangerous criminal.
He's not aggressive. Not aggressive by any means.
Non-aggressive. This is a non-aggressive type of criminal. Just the flyings will never be given by a Washington man, and he wants everyone to kind of know, but in a nice way. These are kind of like they're close to Canada. All right, Washington State is close to Canada, so they are very Vancouverish about.
Oh yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, pretty fantastic. Let me just say, let's say here, so story number 1, drugs. Story number 2, drugs. Story number 3, drugs. Story number 4, drugs. Story number 5, no drugs. No drugs.
Star Wars related.
But it is Star Wars related. Sparky, what are you thinking, brother?
They're all true.
Okay. I'm going to ruin your guys' dreams right now. I hope you're ready. Story number 1.
That's it for the podcast tonight.
Hopes and dreams dashed. Story number 1. A Washington man arrested for selling drugs from the bathroom of the local police department.
True story.
It is a true story. If you want them, call back because I am in the bathroom. Hashtag drugs on the go.
Trending now on Twitter, drugs on the go. There are a ton of
Hashtag flush on the rush. This particular Washington man.
Hashtag toilet cakes that get you high.
That takes the toilet cake.
It takes the toilet cake. Clogging your noggin.
I love it. I love it. This particular genius happened to go. He happened to go on the and not necessarily that I think they're connected, but he was in the probation office, and he was also in the bathroom. So I guess the probation office is somewhat connected, I guess, to the police department. So there he is, sitting in a stall, hanging out, and a plainclothes officer happens to come in to the stall next to him. And he happens to listen to the genius's phone call, where he's like, "Hey man, I got a bunch of drugs. You should come meet me at this place." And he's like, 50 for an eighth, 100, blah blah blah. Let's get this going. So when he
that sounds like reasonable prices right off the bat. Not that I have any knowledge.
Oh yeah. So so he comes out of the stall, and the cop, the plainclothes cop, happens to come out with him, and he calls it into the to the police department buddies who are waiting outside of the bathroom for him, and he offers him, of course, drugs.
Yeah.
And he says to him, "Hey man, do you work over at the probation department? Because that's the thing I'm looking for." He's like, "The probation department." So he goes, "I think you should probably follow me outside." That's where he flashes his badge, and of course they shake him down for his the drugs that he has on him and in his car.
It's always the plain clothes people with crew cuts.
Oh yeah.
That you never suspect of being police officers.
Especially in a police department.
Right, that's the police department inside of a police.
Are you a cop? You have to tell me. No. Number 2, Washington man arrested for trying to snort cocaine right in front of an officer during a traffic stop.
This one I was going to say was false, but I was like, you know what? Go on. Because the Washington man does drugs wherever.
They do drugs wherever, and it's a true story. No regard for human life. Did you not see the double line? No, I was way too busy with my lines.
Oh my. Hashtag line lives matter.
Line lives matter.
I've been calming down on cocaine talk before people go ahead and say that I can afford that drug to do.
Yeah. It's a rich man's drug.
You know me better than most people, and I refuse to even buy the simplest of objects that are very cheap. I would come off to you as the super stereotype of cheapness all around.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't want any rumors going around there that I'm onto some designer drugs.
No. Needless to say, this particular guy was taking rails a blow, and just snorting him right down. He didn't give a flying what was going on in front of him. And of course, when you're doing cocaine, your senses are very dulled when you get pulled over, and you actually pull over to the side of the road. And then you're at that point where you're just like, I'll just do my last line, because A, they're going to take it away from me.
If you're going to search the car, you might as well just do as much of it as possible.
True.
The more cocaine you do in that situation, the lower the charge is whenever they find.
That's true. That's true.
So, as much as your heart can handle.
Staying heart healthy. Hashtag staying heart healthy.
Yeah, Cheerios and cocaine. There you go.
Story number 3, Washington woman arrested for driving around Walmart in a motorized cart while she was high on meth, drinking wine, and eating sushi.
Oh, sushi and meth? That doesn't sound right. That sounds like
That doesn't sound right at all.
It doesn't sound like they want to mix those things.
But it is a true story.
Oh, God. What kind of sushi?
She is out of control. Drinking, eating sushi. Hashtag meals on wheels.
Hashtag Walmart Lives Matter. Oh, boy.
I'm going to save my comment for another time.
Yeah, hot mess on wheels.
Hot mess on wheels. Yeah. Story... No, alright, I'll save my comment for another time. Story number 4, Washington man arrested for public indecency when police were called for a man looking into cars for a lighter. He stated to cops, "When I smoke crack, I always take my pants off."
Wow, say that in Jerry Seinfeld voice. When I smoke crack.
When I smoke crack? I can say it as Donald Trump.
Crack, and the officer says to me, "Hey, Jerry, why are you smoking all that crack? Put your pants down." I said, "Whenever I smoke crack, I do it with my pants down." Pants down.
I just do it with my pants off.
All pants down, crackhead. I think Bill Cosby was fun here.
It's a true story.
Damn it, Jerry.
Damn you, Jerry. The pants come off when I smoke crack. There's not much more you could add to this story. Except for hashtag crack hates blue jeans.
We all know Daddy was going to whip out the rock when those pants dropped to the floor. What? Aren't you from Washington? What's with the accent?
Hashtag.
I'm working on my own impression of a Washington person.
Hashtag, you think that's crack? Look at this.
Never-ending picture, right?
Never-ending picture. And story number 5, Washington man arrested for speeding on the interstate was rushing home to make a bid on eBay for Star Wars memorabilia. True story. Sparky, where do you fit into this picture, brother? Get ready for hyperspeed. I need to get home on eBay.
Look at he's got the typewriter behind him too. Is that really the cop and the guy's hallucinating?
Hashtag Star Wars toys rock. And go up a little bit more. Hashtag Star Wars replicas rock. And hashtag my room rocks. Yeah, good old Washington, man. They do something. They do something. Man, they gotta lay off the drugs in Washington.
Hey, if I had an opportunity to buy one of my pop figures, a rare one, cheaply on eBay, I'd be, beating up Uber drivers and throwing cans of corn at people and curtain rods and coat hangers, hey, whatever I could.
You're not a dumb person, man. You're pretty smart when it comes to the tech stuff and a lot of other things.
Yeah.
I know exactly your play-by-play. You would first think, I gotta rush home. Then you'd realize, I have a phone that can do stuff. Cool. Look at this. Amazing. Tony, I got somebody asked me for a friggin' riddle here. They said, put these 4 in a cage who's coming out alive. The one picture's of a lion, the other one's of a gorilla, the other one is of a bear, and the other one is of a snake. So, I saw a lot of people say that a lion would kill a gorilla, or a bear would kill a lion, or a snake would choke them all out. I read the thing a little differently. I put down that a snake would, because a cage has bars, and the snake would be able to get out of the cage while the others kill each other. So, now I'm getting a lot of shit on that on Facebook because
good.
That's cheating. That's cheating.
Yeah, that was thinking outside the box, Kevin. How dare you?
Yeah, like what? You guys would rather me pick an animal to murder each other when I've just got the snake winning because of pure default. Yeah, it can slither right out of there. There you go. It gets out alive. That's the point to it. Oh well.
The point is that people from Washington do a lot of drugs. Sparky, where are we next week, brother?
I just had to add letters. It was fun.
D.C., Washington, D.C. We will hit the District of Columbia on our wonderful episode of Stupid Criminals.
Stupid criminals? It's going to be all politicians. What are you talking about, dumb criminals?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I see it coming out. It's going to be one politician after another.
Mayor smokes crack. True story.
True story.
Crack, true story. Councilwoman becomes prostitute. True story. Treasurer. No. True story.
True story. Everything's going to be true next week. It doesn't matter how ridiculous it is.
Joe Biden sniffing kids' hair, and
it's going to be fantastic. Yeah.
That's why they got masks out there, man.
Yeah.
He was. They couldn't stop his smelling of children.
That's for another day, Kevin. It's for another day. Sparky, where can you happen to find us if you're looking for us so we could wrap this up?
You can find us on all the major streaming platforms on the paper here.
Facebook, Google, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, what is it? Deezer, CastBox, Pocket Cast, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcast. You can find us absolutely everywhere if you're looking for us. Of course, we're going to come out with a special episode tomorrow with guest Scotty Schwartz.
Well, it's easy to remember Spaceballs. May the Schwartz be with you.
Sure. Scotty Schwartz will be with us tomorrow.
Maybe now I've killed his name.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's going to be the thing that does it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
Schultz? Mr. Caswell Schultz?
Schultz? I know. How dare I mix the Germans and the Jews?
Yeah, well, there was a time when it wasn't so popular to ever do that.
True. So, from one Jew to another, shalom in their home. I am Tony Kaz, followed by
Kevin Neer here.
and of course the ever-loving Picasso.
Sparky.
You guys have a great night. Bye.